Hey, Redcasters, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos. Go Big Red. Ryan says that my main worry is the line's holding up. The O-line problems have held us back so much, and who knows what we have on the D-line. I'll say right now with the O-line, just them bringing Piper. And I was reading, somebody today said if Piper went to this, he's probably a starter. I'm not ready to jump to that and say Piper's a starter, but I definitely think that this means they think highly of him if they bring him to the coaches or to the Big Ten media days. I think between Rhule and probably Corcoran at guards, and you've got Scott, and then you've got Benhart, and you've got Prohaska, and then you throw in Piper on top of that, Lutovsky. Yeah. I mean, we've got some guys. I think we could have a legit 6-7 man rotation, and there's some experience. In fact, that's one of the things. I'll go back to this video here where Rhule is giving his thoughts on the teams. He talks right away about the experience of the O-line.
We have some veteran players on the offensive line and a tight end that I'm excited about. We've got a really good running back room. Excited about Jeff Sims, who I brought here, as well as Heinrich and Chuba. I think anytime you have a quarterback that you believe in, and we have 3 that we believe in, you're going to have a chance to win. So to me, it's less about like the actual team itself and more about us getting into the fourth quarter of games and making the plays that maybe we haven't made the last couple of years. And so that's everything from conditioning to the way that we practice to preparing them for those situations, and then hoping that it manifests itself on game day.
So we have experience on the O-line. The D-line, I am a little more concerned about. Now, we posted a thing to Twitter today saying that at least on the interior D-line, we're not talking about the outside guys, Gunnarsson and those dudes, the DNs, but on the interior side, feel pretty decent about Nash, feel pretty decent about Robinson, feel pretty decent about Elijah Judy. Really want to see a fourth guy step up there. Yeah. And Raquan Buckley is the guy that, 6'6", 290. He's going into his third year in the program. Yeah. That's a guy that, we right off the bat, if that's our fourth guy in the rotation, and if he brings the same kind of development that Coach Knighton talked about this week on the radio there about him, I mean, I think that guy, he could have a breakout season for a number 4 D tackle. Let's put it that way, just getting on the field, playing 20 snaps a game would be a great season.
Yeah, the difference those guys make is probably hard to really point to, but they do make a difference. They spell a guy a little bit and let him stay fresh for later in the games, and maybe he makes a play. But when I think about the lines, both lines, here's how I do my mental gymnastics for this one. So what I do is I think about how stiff really both lines were last year. It was a constant complaint, and I'm not the only one. A lot of people have brought that up. And I heard even Rhule today talking about how he's seeing more bend in those boys than he has in a while. So you take that, you add flexibility to big men, and then a little more with flexibility comes more speed, more explosiveness. And you have 2 years of coaching with the same offensive line, presumably with an offensive coordinator that is going to help him out, call plays for the offensive line, and you're going to focus on the run game, and you've got your commitment to it. All of that goes into the recipe of whether or not you have a good line or not. So it's and most of those ingredients are kind of hard to know. I don't know, but I do know coming out of high school, a lot of these guys were regarded as pretty good athletes that could play Division I Power 5 football. And they're still on the team, and they've been on the team for a while now. So I don't know. And if they're okay, if they're a little bit better, they don't even have to be that much better. No, be better. Be a lot better.
Well, that's be better as part of development
for sure.
And that's been a knock on the last 4 or 5 years is the lack of development that certain players saw over the course of their 2, 3, 4 seasons.
Certain fans.
Well, when I think of someone like Benhart, to your point, he was one of those top 150, high school All-American guys, played in the Army All-American game from Minnesota, picked Nebraska over other Big Ten West schools, over other national schools, right? He was a big-time recruit and just hasn't really had that big season yet, or he's always been a liability at times. Yeah. You see him right now, he's lost good weight, it looks like. He looks like he's at his slimmest, even though he's still the same weight. He's still like 330 pounds at 6'9". It's amazing how you can hide that. But that, that quickness might be the thing that helps him not get beat around the edge. And having him coming back here and being a player for us, okay? I mean, he needs to lock down that right tackle spot because then you have all kinds of flexibility again with Corcoran. Same thing we said a year ago. Prohaska on the left. We know what Prohaska can do. He needs to stay healthy.
Well, we don't know what he can do, but...
Well, we know what he can do if he can stay healthy. but he hasn't been able to stay healthy, or at least we know what he is projected to do. How about that?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason why Michigan was hot after him coming out of high.
He's a prospect.
He's another one of those top 100 kind of guys. And then, what I'd really like to see with a guy like Corcoran is just to be able to really solidify a spot. I feel like Corcoran's been kind of this piecemeal. They've thrown him at guard. He goes out to left tackle. He goes to right tackle when someone's hurt. He probably play backup center. And it's like, at some point, guy, you got to play a spot.
Yeah, it'd be nice for him to find a home. But even if he can't, he's a hell of a backup to come in and spell if he can play all the spots.
You need 6-7 guys on the line for sure that can play every game, not just for injury purposes. You need to spell dudes. You need to have a swing guard and a swing tackle.